Hello, my loves. Dina here. No fear, just flow. I am always talking about all things faith, going from being an atheist to a follower of Jesus. I just find such peace with Jesus, and I hope you're doing the same. I hope that you are taking time to pray. I hope that you are looking around and finding the joyful things in life, because I think that that's what God ultimately wanted, was for his children to feel joy and love and to just spread it amongst each other. And I know right now it is a difficult time to be alive. We are all struggling with the what seems like chaos around us. But I'm telling you, if you don't tune into it, then it doesn't exist. And I know that sounds wild, but it's true. It's just like when you're watching a TV show. There are thousands of TV shows going on at the same time, but none of those exist in your reality because you've turned to a specific channel. And that's the same way in life. Whatever channel you tune to, that's the channel that you are experiencing. So if you are going out into the world and you think it's chaotic and you intend to run into traffic or bad service or just whatever it may be, then that's what you're going to find. But if you go out into the world and you intend to run into great people and great experiences, then that's what you'll find. And that's just the law of attraction, which, you know, some people say, oh, I tried that. But the thing is that if you're saying to yourself, like, oh, I want to be abundant and I want good things to happen to me, but if you don't truly believe it, or if you're not tapped in with your heart and it's just your mind saying it, then chances are it's not going to happen. And so the law of attraction is really getting out ahead of it, right? You set what your intentions are, and then you spend time praying. You spend time listening to God and letting God in. And that is how you get the things that you've dreamed of. And it takes time. And so, like, just like a watched pot doesn't boil, you can't keep going back and saying, like, oh, I haven't found the love of my life, or oh, I don't have the money that I want, because you have to give time for that to show up. And so even when you're living in a state of chaos, or even when you are living in a place that feels dark and you are tuned in, then you are really vibrating at a low level, and it's going to take longer for those things to show up. So in my life, it's very important for me to pray and to meditate. I think the two are slightly different, but the same result. And then I quiet my mind and I listen to God. And I think a lot of people forget to quiet their mind, or they get into meditation and they think, like, oh, I can't turn off my mind. And so they get frustrated. And I think part of that is that meditation is realizing that you have a monkey mind and understanding that that's okay. It's okay to have a monkey mind. It's okay to have things be a little chaotic, because just you realizing that you have a monkey mind is part of the meditative process, and it gets easier and easier. And you know, when I quiet my mind now, I get messages, and I say they're from God because I believe that they are. Does that mean I hear a deep booming voice like in, you know, the movies? No. It's just a quiet knowing of the things that I'm supposed to do, the messages that I'm supposed to send to people, or the places that I'm supposed to go. And usually when I follow that, good things happen. And when I don't follow that, that's when I run into chaos. And so right now, I have decided to go on to a water fast. I am a fasting expert, I like to say, although I lately have been not doing that, and I've been giving in to the temptations of food and laziness. And that's okay too, because then when you're in that state, you understand that that's not where you want to be. And so I'll go on a water fast for a while, because that's how I just eliminate everything from my mind, my wants and my desires. I recently have gone on a social media fast. I mean, I still post videos, but I'm not scrolling every day. I have gone on many fasts lately. And Jesus says when you fast in the Bible, not if you fast. And so I think a lot of people are afraid to fast. So if you've not done it, give it a try. 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours. And fasting is a little different than an intermittent fasting. I'm not saying that that's wrong, but that's just sustaining from food for a period of time, when like 12 hours and then you eat again. And most people don't even think about what they're eating next. They'll just fill themselves with coffee first or some kind of low vibrational food. And so fasting is really when you eliminate food altogether, or you just have, like, let's say fruit. I'm a big fan of fruit fasting for hydration, or water fast. And you go a long period of time, maybe 24 hours. 72 hours is this beautiful place where you reboot your system. So you almost like shut off your computer and restart it. And then you get rid of some of your dopamine receptors. And dopamine is the thing that keeps us not only lazy sometimes, but also addicted to things that aren't good for us. So don't be afraid to fast. Try 72 hours. I highly recommend it. I have a lovely book that talks about fasting. It's right here. Alkaline Your Life. Oops, wrong thing. Alkaline Your Life. It is on Amazon. And it teaches about fasting and detoxification, because most of our bodies are just filled with critters that eat away at us, like kind of little zombies in our body. And they're eating away at our good cells and our muscles and our tissues. And when we fast, we kill some of them off. So fast and faith and just being happy and living in the fruits of the Spirit. And remember to know people by their fruits, meaning that if you know somebody and they're pretending to be good, but they really aren't doing joyful or happy things in their life, or they're treating other people unfairly or unjustly, then, pay attention to that. Because a lot of people have darkness in them. They are influenced by demons. Some people actually have demons in them. I'm sure you've run into those. If not, you've at least seen them on the TV. So God doesn't do those things. A lot of people say, why would God do that? That's not God. That's demons. That's devil. That's Satan that does those things. God is a gentleman, and he does not force himself on you, and he does not force himself upon anyone. So if you choose to follow the desires of the darkness, then that is on you. If you choose to follow love and light, which is difficult to do these days, then that's God working within you. So I highly recommend that if you don't know about Jesus, maybe watch The Chosen or some of the great movies that are out about him right now. The Thorn I saw, I haven't seen it yet, or King of Kings for kids. There's one called The Pilgrim's Passage, which is an old cartoon that was just amazing about how to journey to God and just how we get off the path all the time. So stay focused on fun and faith and love and joy, and you can shut off the other things and tune into yourself. God gave you a temple. It's right here. It's this body that you live in, and you should treat it with respect and reverence, because he is a benevolent Father, and he loves you so much, and so do I. So stay blessed. If you think about it, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. I like comments, especially from people that are confused by their faith, or atheists still and haven't found God, or even people that have been turned off by religion and church. I get that. I go to church every week, but I also understand that that's not the only place I find God. And I really see that pastors and ministers, they're humans as well. So we can't have higher expectations of them than we do ourselves. So love yourself first and be blessed. Mwah.